Hi. If you've ever felt like you're constantly running on fumes, I'm sure you know you're not alone. But I just wanted to share some reminders. First of all, we know we live in a fast paced world that really values overdoing and overthinking. And so many people assume that that's what leads to burnout. But if you really look deeper, it's a signal that your energy is misaligned when you're feeling that exhausted and drained. So, I wanted to talk about how we can reclaim our time, our energy, and our sanity without feeling guilty. I'm Rosie, a former corporate worker turned holistic certified life and career coach. And I'm excited to talk about something that's been coming up a lot in my workshops that I've been holding lately. And the workshops have been focused on breaking free from burnout. And the biggest misconception is really where burnout stems from. So I thought I'd share a little bit more about how you can shift away from it. Plus, I wanted to share some commonalities I keep seeing related to burnout and high achievers and what they're struggling with. They might sound obvious, but I want to break them down for you so you can again reactivate some energy in your life. So, first, it is setting boundaries. Next, what we'll talk about is slowing down and what really gets in the way, and then energy management. So, you can not only get through your day, but actually thrive while you're going through your day. So, first, if we look at slowing down and setting boundaries, this is such a powerful way to reclaim your energy. But people seem to struggle with both because they're so worried about disappointing others or not feeling heard when they express their needs. So, what happens? They might continue with what I'm going to call their people pleasing or appeasing ways, which ends up really just building resentment. And there's some examples you're probably familiar with of how you do this. Maybe it helped you to leave work at a certain time or say no to some extra commitments or even just commit one night a week to unplugging, but you don't do it. And that ends up depleting your energy and it becomes a downward spiral from there. So I wanted to share a story from my most recent workshop where a client was sharing how she's finally feeling better about slowing down and actually setting boundaries. And then another participant asked how she feels when she actually does set the boundary and slows down, because we all acknowledged we can feel guilty when we do that. And my client's honest response was, it can feel scary and exciting. And I thought that was a perfect way to think about it. That, yes, at first, when you're not used to doing it, it will feel a little scary, but really good. And so it really requires a new way of thinking, meaning, although she felt guilty slowing down at first, once she started honoring her limits and getting used to slowing down, she started feeling that new sense of peace and productivity at the same time. And that discussion really reminded me of a concept that something can feel both scary and exciting at the same time. You can be verging on both because fear and excitement often come from the same emotional place, just has different expectations. So fear is the expectation of a negative outcome, while excitement is the expectation of a positive one. So when you decide to set that boundary or slow down, you might feel nervous at first. But remember, that same energy can turn into excitement if you choose to focus on what's possible rather than on what can go wrong if you're doing this. So, by managing your energy and exploring these new ways, you really can get better results. For example, when you think of slowing down, it doesn't really mean doing less. I think that's our automatic reaction. Slowing down is actually about doing things more intentionally and with higher impact. So when we release that pressure on ourselves that we mostly put on ourselves, I know it can feel like it's coming outside of us, but that just again requires us probably setting better boundaries. But if we just release that pressure and channel our energy more effectively, we can start tapping into what I call our higher selves, basically our best selves or a version of ourselves that's just really authentic and truthful. And that's the version that magnetizes results beyond what you could imagine. So if you could explore that for yourself, it can be so powerful. Maybe start by setting a small boundary or changing a small habit this week. It could be as simple as turning off notifications for an hour at night or taking a 5-minute break to just do some breathing at midday. You can just set an alarm. It's very small, but over time, these habits, these new ways of supporting yourself can really pay off and lead to even more positive habits. So hopefully you found this helpful. And if you want any deeper support on this journey, I've just wrapped up my flow framework workshop, the one I just mentioned, that really helped to break free from burnout. And we went deeper into embodying our highest selves to achieve results, but with less effort. You know, it sounds crazy, but it's really possible. And I'll be offering more sessions and workshops and resources like this soon. So please stay tuned or sign up for my newsletter. I'll put it in the comments, link to it, and I'll keep you posted on the resources that could support you. And if what I shared resonates, let me know in the comments or DM me. And I'm just curious, what boundary will you set for yourself this week? Remember, you deserve to feel good as you grow and evolve on your journey. So take time to honor your limits, embrace that scary, exciting feeling of change, and watch how your energy transforms everything you touch. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Rosie, and I'm sending you all the energy and ease you need to thrive. Hope you have a beautiful day.